Hello, my name is Emily Hewitt, and I am the marketing executive here at the award-winning Fashion Community Week, where we provide a platform for emerging fashion designers to showcase and launch their collection while help in developing their business. Since 2014, we have represented designers from 40 countries across 6 continents. Today, you're viewing Fashion Community Speaks, where you learn about the latest in the fashion industry and hear advice from industry specialists. Today, our guest is Philine Rauh, designer of the label Philine of San Francisco. She's been in the fashion industry for over a decade, working at different sectors of the fashion industry in development, market research, fine tailoring, and being design director for some high-end brands creating active and tech performance wear. Philine's inspiration of her collection comes from her travels across Asia and Europe and her German background. In 2018, Philine debuted her collection at our Fashion Community Week and won Best Design Award. Mesmerized by her collection at our Fashion Community Week, a buyer offered Philine a handsome contract to carry her collection on Love on Hate boutique on an ongoing basis. Philine's collection has been featured in Vanity Fair, New York Times, FWO, Flying Solo New York, as well as seen in Sundance Festival and worn by film director Boots Riley at the Academy Awards. Her coat was seen at Paris Fashion Week, worn by Pablo Starr from the Fashion Week Online. Also spotted in an interview with the star of Holly Hobby series and worn by philanthropist Ray Dalio at Burning Man. Let us welcome Philine. It is so lovely to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Of course, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Well, it's an honor to be with you here today. I'm a huge fan of your collection, and I would like to know what led you to the world of creating such distinctive coat line.
Well, I must say that coats to me are very powerful. You know, when you wear a coat and you walk out into the world, it can be your armor. It can be your first impression anytime someone meets you. So it's very important to have the right coat. So I realized the power of that. And after years of working in the mass market industry, and, you know, I had a fabulous career traveling and, you know, making for big name brands, and then also, you know, mass market products where price is very much the issue. I came to a point in my life where I was tailoring at one job part-time, working on men's clothing, mostly men's clothing, and also still doing some contract design work for another company. And I realized that what I wanted to finally do after all this time is to make something that was very much my passion, you know, to make something fabulous, really fun and amazing, you know, and just not worry about, you know, pleasing some buyer or getting into some catalog, like just really making something authentic that people can have forever, like not, you know, fast fashion, one week throw it out and the next week buy something new. Like these are pieces that really show off your personality and that you can have like for your whole life.
Thank you for sharing how you created your collection with such passion. I absolutely love that. And your coats are available to be shopped from your ready-made collection, and you also offer made-to-order service to consumers as well. Now, during your Fashion Community Week, you have received ongoing purchase orders by one of our visiting buyers. For such type of orders, do you do custom-made pieces, or do the buyers need to choose from your already made collection? Walk us through this process from the order and to the delivery.
Okay, well, in that case, that instance, that was when I met the fabulous Sunny, who is the owner of Love on Hate. You know, she's a great person and saw in my coats that it could be something special for her store. And so in order to do it exclusive for her store, she provides me with the hand tie-dyed pieces that are cut like in 5-yard pieces. They're all hand-dyed from this great designer, Zach's tie-dye, and he does it in Hawaii, and he sends over the fabric. So what I do is I use her fabric, and then I provide the really fun lining. They're all tie-dyed and then have printed silk linings and then different fur trims. And I use my existing bodies that I have already made. So the men's style, and then 3 of the women's styles.
That's so fascinating. Thank you for walking us through the process. It sounds very distinct. Now, I want to ask you a question pertaining to your current collection. There was an article published by W Magazine which talks about Gucci launching MX, a genderless section. In that context, your collection also resonates with all people, blurring gender lines and challenging nonconformity. Do you think we will see extensions of genderless sections for more brands?
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't set out to do that. I was asked to do that. And I found that, the men were trying on the women's coats, the women were wearing the men's coats, and, the coats are really fun, and, they're made to wear when you go out. A lot of people wear them to Burning Man or different festivals. So it's that type of customer, that really wants to have fun and express their own creativity through their clothing. So I would imagine that a lot of people would would try to start lines like that to help service that customer.
I completely agree with you. Thank you for sharing your viewpoints on that. And I think it's really great that you are taking steps towards gender inclusivity, especially in the world today when there is so much more acceptance when it comes to gender.
Yeah.
So So it's really great that you're taking steps in the right direction there. Now, on another note, I have a question for you. Did you know that revenue in the coats and jackets for menswear segment alone amounts to $6.6 million in 2020, according to Statista? This market is expected to grow annually by 2.5%, serving to this growing segment of the market. Do you feel you have a competitive edge?
Well, I do feel, because I also, still work as a tailor and do fittings on men. So I meet a lot of men personally, and I get to know what they're really looking for. And it's a lot different today than it used to be. Like, a lot of guys, even if they have like a lawyer job or, something where you have to look conservative, they want to have fun when they go out. And I feel like I can really relate to the different personalities and what they want and how they want it to fit. So I do. I hope I have an advantage.
I totally agree with you. I think you do. And the coat market, I think, will increase, and everyone needs a coat. I mean, we have to go outside sometime in winter. And one of my favorite coats is your white Russian coat from your previous collection. It is absolutely stunning. Thank you for sharing. Sorry?
Thank you.
Of course, yes. No, I love it. And thank you for sharing your viewpoints on that subject. And I'm sure young designers would love to hear from you. So finally, do you have any advice for young designers that are starting their career this year, reviving the pandemic?
Well, good luck to all of you. And the thing that I have learned throughout the years is to always trust my intuition. So I would say to that designer to not, get swayed by every single comment that comes their way about what they're doing. If they know in their heart what they want to create, they should go with that. I'm not saying don't listen to criticism, listen to it, but, I feel like it's better to act rather than to react. And, that's the other point that I wish I had learned when I was in design school, was the business and marketing part. Because now, as designers, we have to do all of it, or at least understand it. And even if you get to a point where you don't do it all yourself, it's a trade that's necessary now. We used to be trained to go, work for a fashion house, and there would be another person selling, another person advertising. But now, if you want to start your own thing, you have to do it all. So that's what I would say.
That's perfect insight. Thank you so much. I'm sure young designers really appreciate that advice. And with that, Philine, it was such a pleasure having you on our interview series today. Thank you very much for sharing such valuable insight with us. I would like to thank our audience for tuning in and watching our fashion community interview series. If you would like to shop her beautiful coat collection, simply visit philinesf.com. Tune in every week, same time on our fashion community IGTV to watch live interviews with fashion industry experts. All interviews are also available on our platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We look forward to seeing you next week. And thank you again so much, Philine, for joining us. I wish you a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, it was honestly an honor for us. So thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.